So that's Clark's water bowl. He officially is heated. This is what we were using. So what it is it's a Lunchmate, or you know what it is. It's a lunchbox. And what we do is we dump it out. See how it's ice? For Michigan, it never actually makes all ice, ever. So what we would do is we come out here and put the hottest water we could possibly get, and we would fill that up, and it would make that warm. And it would keep it warm overnight until the ice crystals started to form, which it's about 10 o'clock now. This is my second time out. Hi, handsome. But I forgot to bring out his heated bowl, and I just remembered. And there's all those chickens. Look at them all. I dropped my glove. That's normal. We're just getting over that influenza bee. So it's been tough because your whole family is sick. And everybody acquires you. And then you have the goats. And they're like, meh, we're pregnant. Don't you know? Hey. So, back to square one. We ended up putting up that second tier of fencing. You can see how high it is. It almost hits the rafters. Probably about another 2 foot and it would be all the way up. Until about, you can see it right there. Then there's nothing right here. There's fencing here. Is it up farther? Right there. You see how it goes across? So far it's kept them contained, other than the few that sneak out through that little hole right there, because we have to pop. There's a piece of wood stopping it right there. And I need John's help to push that wire back and then point it back through. And then we'll just end up like nailing it to that board right there. So we do have a few stragglers. These are the smart ones that made it out. And I need to clean out their coop. Because as you can tell back there, now that they're all in one spot, that right there is from Sunday. Today is Thursday. I have been so worried with the goats, messing with the goats. And I did have Queenie, who's over there. She might have to come back in the house. She's still not looking very good. She was in the house for 3 days because she got trapped behind that fencing back there. And she was smashed between the fencing and the doors. She tried to lay an egg. I don't know if her intention was to lay an egg back there to keep it safe, because I keep taking them out of the coop. It's clean. They only use one though, so I need to make more nesting boxes. But I think her intention was to lay an egg back there because she likes to sit on them and she doesn't like it when I take them. And then she got stuck back there, and in the process of trying to get out, I think she broke her egg. And these guys must have smelled it, and they started pecking her. I think she was trying to either protect the egg, or I'm not sure what happened, but she had egg yolk smeared all over her rear end, and they were pecking her, and it was bad. Her crop was all bloody. She was doing really good yesterday, and then I brought her out, but I was also making her drink. She was drinking on her own, that's why I brought her out, but I was also force-feeding her electrolytes through a dropper, an eyedropper. So there's that with the chickens and their messiness. And then we have these beautiful pregnant goats. They are due next week, between the 14th and the 19th is their actual due dates. Here nor there. And I did just learn something that I thought was pretty interesting. People tell you not to leave your does in with your bucks. And the only thing that I've ever read on it is because the bucks get mad because they're pregnant, and they'll actually headbutt them in the stomach to make them miscarry so they can breed them again. Well, I read today the actual reason. My buck is very docile. He doesn't hurt these girls. The reason that we separated him is because in the end he was getting a little bit food aggressive with Daisy, and they were fighting, and we were afraid it was stressing her out too much. But But what I ended up learning is that these guys actually go into heat. They could go into heat every 21 days, whether they're pregnant or not. So they could actually get pregnant twice. And they've been running with him for a good 3 months before we separated them. 4 months? 3 months. Around in there anyway. 3.5 months. So we could have some underdeveloped fetuses, babies, and I don't like that. So I've been doing everything that all the researching I could do on how to, if we do have underdeveloped babies, if they have hair, I can actually save them by warming them up and rubbing them down and doing the syringe in the back of the mouth. So here's hoping that we don't have any of those issues. I'm hoping for all, she's hugging me. I'm hoping for all very healthy babies, aren't we, Daisy? She knows what I'm talking about. She's like, this girl knows her stuff, kind of. I'm sorry that I have to learn on you, though. But your babies will be good. So, there's that. There's that, Louie. Are you excited to have babies? Excited for babies. Daisy's super stoked because she actually gets to keep these ones. We promised her no matter what she had, we would keep all of her babies because her last babies was her first freshening last year, this time, and she gave birth to triplets, and we stole her away from her babies 2 days after. The lady already had the baby sold, so I couldn't buy any of the babies. So I decided to take her. So this time around, she's going to keep all of her babies. And then Louie and Hazel will be able to keep their babies. We decided all of the girls, we want at least 6 girls, and we're going to keep 1 boy. 5 girls and 1 boy, so in total we'll have 10 goats. But, I mean, look at that face. How can I say no to her? If these guys give me all girls and she gives me all boys, we just got to say sorry, babe. Sorry, John. We got to keep all these bucklings. You have to feed them, even though they're not going to produce squat. But she can keep them until they're grown out, and then we'll decide if we want to trade them for a doe or something. But at least she'll be able to keep the babies. Right, Hazel? Not very lively today. I know what you want. I know what they're waiting for. They are waiting for their Tums. So, we do one of these in the morning and one at night, because that's what my extremely intelligent goat ladies told me to do for pregnant does. We had an issue with Daisy. We were worried about pregnancy toxemia because she is a little overweight, as you can tell. Basically, it sounds like it's just pregnancy diabetes, even though it's not diabetes. You have to check their ketones, and when you check their ketones, you can get the ketone strips right in Walmart. And if their color is off, then they actually have to have, and I don't know it right offhand, they have to have, I can't remember what it is, but they need something to help them with that. So there's that, and some other stuff that we have, snacky snacks, is I have been doing alfalfa pellets. You can't see in there. I don't know why I try. Alfalfa pellets, and what else do we put in there, Louie? Alfalfa pellets, and in this huge container I just did 1 handful of corn. I know they're not supposed to have corn, but it's really cold out here. I don't know. I'm just spoiling my girls. They don't need it. They shouldn't have it. It's like eating chocolate cake every day for breakfast, but I do it. So why shouldn't my goats? But we have alfalfa pellets, and we have a little bit of corn, not very much at all, and probably about 2 handfuls of beet, shredded beets. And as you can tell, there's these ladies, and this is part of my, what I like to call goat kombucha for their bellies. Only before I wasn't doing the alfalfa pellets, I can't remember, it's been so long since I made a video. This is just really high in calcium and protein for the pregnant does. I would not do this for a regular doe. Regular does, if they're not in milk, literally only need hay. If you want to give them like a half a cup of grain to spoil them every day, but I definitely would not exceed. This is not dirty, it's just old alfalfa. Alfalfa, if you guys watch them, they will suck this right down. And I don't give them this whole container